Lecrae's lbgt allyship charade. I am not a good messenger for this, but someone has to say it. So the rapper Lecrae has been bringing some quote-unquote ex-gays on his show. I would like to explain why he's playing with fire to make himself feel better about his worldview, even if it causes suffering. I know his intentions are good, and I think he's a good person. I just don't think he is challenging himself and only accepts queer people if they bend to his idea of what they should be. First, I want to talk about the down low. Yeah, a white disabled gay is going to go on YouTube and talk about the down low. I mean, the shit needs to be said. The down low is the name for gay black men who are closeted and cheat on their wives with men. Most of these men have tried really hard to be straight. One could argue that they just haven't accepted Jesus. But this is setting up a no true Scotsman. Do you know how many black women married an ex-gay guy only for the guy to cheat on them with men and get AIDS? And it's not just AIDS. I've heard of this story of this woman whose husband kept wanting anal sex until she couldn't use the bathroom and had to go on dialysis. Now, he is to blame, but I think the pressure of being straight and suppressing his sexuality probably played a role. Where was the pastor then, huh? He was all about the ex-gay guy finding a wife, but then when the woman is injured forever, where were all the testimonials then? You put queer people in impossible situations and then disappear when most of them fail, leaving death and suffering. In Lecrae's case, he'll still have his YouTube money. Don't take my word for it. Listen to the former head of an ex-gay organization who, after 20 years, admitted gay conversion doesn't work. Listen to the other former head of the poorly named Love One Out who is now married to another man. I do want to talk about trans people, which I think the way some Christians treat is even more repulsive. Gender dysphoria is a medical issue that, 15 years ago, Christians didn't have a problem with. There is a video of Pat Robertson saying some people are just born in the wrong body. I think this trans hysteria is just part of the GOP hyping up another part of the GOP to get more tax cuts. Nixon's campaign advisor used to talk about the 3 Gs: God, gays, and guns. However, I do think it would behoove Lecrae to ask himself why he is praising people who claim to have gotten over their mental issues without ever learning about the mental issue and have zero mental health training on this topic. Has he ever studied the gender dysphoria scale? Does he even know there is one? Would he even care? What else about psychology does he just reject? Christians have to stop playing doctor, it's insanity. Again, you can ask all of the trans people who tried being not trans. Now, I think the probability of them being able to live a not transgender life would depend on how severe their gender dysphoria is. However, when the trans person goes back to their gender identity, Christian conservatives just move on. I know Lecrae would claim he never promoted ex-LGBT, but come on, man. If a white man only interviews black people who argue that white people never did anything wrong, we would all know what is going on. Throwing rocks and hiding hands so people can kill themselves and women can get hurt, so you can feel better about your worldview, is very distasteful. He can do better. I think he's missing the mark of love that Jesus set.